So, a little bit of wrestling news, if you will, when it comes to what's been going on with AEW and WWE. To start off with AEW, they finally did announce the first match for All In London, All In 2, which takes place at the end of August in Wembley Stadium in London. It will be, as pretty much a lot of fans were projecting, it will be MJF defending against Adam Cole. Now, what's interesting about this storyline is they're making it out to really legitimately make us believe that MJF is turning over a new leaf. That basically he's still going to be the same MJF, but now he's going to be an MJF that's for us. That does things for us. Like in his promo, he said tonight, "Hey, I'm still a scumbag, but I want to be your scumbag." So they're doing everything they can in their power to really make us believe that. Even with the contract signing between him and Adam, I mean, Adam came out, MJF, fulfilled his promise of saying, "Hey, I'm going to give you a title match no matter what happens in that blind eliminator tournament or tag tournament," and he did. He gave him his match. He fulfilled his promise. But what everybody's talking about is the fact that Adam Cole didn't even look at the contract, or so we think. Or so we think. Because you can't tell me that, in story, because we got about, what is it, we're now August 3rd by the time you're watching this, and the event is like, what, August 27th, August 20, around that time? 27th, I believe. I think it is August 27th. Yeah, August 27th. So basically about 24 days away. 24 days away, essentially 3.5 weeks away. We still have plenty of time, believe it or not, for them to, in story, have Adam Cole get a copy of that contract, or Roderick Strong get a copy of that contract, give it to Adam, and point out, "Hey, did you notice this in the fine print?" And then you can have Adam come out and just basically reveal to the world, "Hey, MJF, I knew you were a scumbag like you said you were, but I didn't think you were this kind of a scumbag to where you basically make it seem like you're all about changing your ways and all that, but yet you stoop to this level to where you have me sign a contract that states, oh, we're gonna have a match, but it won't be for the title, and if I lose to you, I don't wrestle you ever again, even if you're not champion, or even if you're not champion, or if you are champion, or whatever." They still have time to add something like that in there. Now, what's interesting though is some people pointed out the fact that the way they embraced was very similar to when Adam Cole embraced Roderick Strong in NXT before he stabbed him in the back. So that's kind of interesting in its own right. So if you pay attention to those little details, I guess you could say, you never know. You never know. Could they be willing, that being Tony Khan, could they be willing to try out an actual MJF, babyface run where, he's still the scumbag he says he is, but now people, are for him and he's a good guy with bad tendencies, if you will, or bad intentions. Do they do that? Or are they going to basically go back to the status quo and just show that, hey, MJF is so desperate to keep his championship that, he'll stoop to any low out there, even if it's a low that's lower than what he's been at before. But we'll see. We'll see what they got planned here. Um, the other announcement about All In, um, as far as the event itself is concerned, is it's near a sellout. As of right now, I think it is listed, according to Wikipedia, with over 77,000 total tickets being distributed, to customers, to people that are going to be there. Two of them from here in the States that I follow on YouTube, being JD from NY206 and his cohort on the Dynamite and Collision and AEW pay-per-view reviews, Heel Jesse. They will be two that will go to London and be at Wembley Stadium for this event. So there's that and everything. So they're close to filling out that whole place. They really are, and that's good on them. That's really good on them. It's just the atmosphere. Whether they have the roof, shut in case there's weather issues or not. That atmosphere is going to be electric. There's no doubt about that. Um, one of the other matches that's being rumored for this event, of over 77,000, if not 80,000, by the time you probably watch this, um, is a match that not a lot of people that I'm currently watching JD and Jesse's review that they're not looking forward to. I mean, JD basically said, "Look, I'm not going to go fly 6.5 hours to London, sit in my seat that I paid good money for, really good money apparently, just to watch a comedy match between Jeff Jarrett and Grado." Yeah, so that's one match that's being rumored, and I think the only reason they'd be doing Grado and Jeff Jarrett is because of the UK crowd. That'd be the only reason, but we'll see. I mean, that's also why there's a rumor going around that Will Ospreay and Chris Jericho are going to face each other for the IWGP US title. So we'll see. But yeah, those are the rumored matches, and right now, like I said, they are close to probably, if not by the time you watch this, 80,000 tickets sold, if not over that. So good on them. The only negative that people look at this is the fact that it's going to be a separate pay-per-view. Yeah, instead of it being on Max, which would be a good and better, option in my opinion, it's going to be its own individual pay-per-view that you have to pay $50 for. And if you're a true diehard AEW or diehard wrestling fan, then you're going to be shelling out within a week $100. Yeah, you're going to be shelling out $100 within a week, unless Tony Khan is able to make some kind of bundle-ish deal, with the pay-per-view outlets alongside WBD. Because if he doesn't, then guess what? Kiss $100 out of your bank account goodbye. Because you're going to have All In for $49.99 and All Out for $49.99 individually. That's the only negative that people are looking at when it comes to this event. So hopefully they fix that, and they come up with maybe some kind of bundle that'll be more reasonable in the eyes of a lot of fans. So we'll see. We shall see. Now, with that said, with the AEW stuff, out of the way here, let's move on to some WWE news. We know that SummerSlam is this Saturday, and I will do a preview on that very soon. I will do a preview. It's got 8 matches. We got a couple of matches that apparently have been pulled from SummerSlam that were originally meant for SummerSlam, but will not be happening at SummerSlam. One of them is Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus. That has been pulled. That'll happen in 2 weeks or a week and a half in Winnipeg, Canada. The other match that was pulled and now is going to take place on the night before will be Santos Escobar and Austin Theory for the United States Championship. Originally, that was going to be on SummerSlam, but they decided to push it back over onto the night before on SmackDown. So instead of being, like I said, on SummerSlam at Ford Field, it'll be on SmackDown. So we'll see what happens with that matchup. And then again, like I said, Trish and Becky have been moved from SummerSlam over to the Winnipeg edition of Raw in a week and a half. So as a result, I should say, we have 8 matches, just a bit more than usual, but 8 matches basically is a good round out, if you will. It gives plenty of time for a lot of these matches that we have, to really, gel and really get into rhythm, if you know what I mean. So again, I will do a preview of that later on. Now, as far as WWE is concerned, though, Vince McMahon was once again in the news, and this time he was in the news not because of one thing, but because of 2 things. First of all, Vince McMahon was in the news a couple of days ago when it was revealed that he had spinal surgery. He had fusion spinal surgery, if you will. That's what he had. I think that's what he had. Let me double check and and everything. Let me double check, guys. Um, yeah, spinal pretty according to reports pretty intensive spinal surgery. And what this has done, and even Sean Sapp reported this as well, and it's also being dubbed life altering as well. Basically, this is going to keep Vince McMahon away from, um, away from his duties, if you will. I think, uh, I think that's what it is. Uh, Wait, hold on. I'm trying to make sure I get this right here, guys. So, basically, we're gonna filter this out, give a more recent time frame here. Um, but anyway, according to reports, he has been relieved temporarily for the time, and if not for the rest of the year. He has been relieved of his duties, you know, right now because he's recovering from spinal surgery. That is what's being reported. That is what's being reported. That according now, this is just a report from what I understand. He's being relieved of his duties that he's currently, um, that he's currently a part of because of this spinal surgery. So yeah, according to this is from the U.S. Sun and everything. U.S. Sun brought it up. Basically, and this is from Wrestle Talk TV, will remain on leave until further notice. In other words, he will not he will not be able to do work. Now people might say, oh, he's still going to do work. He'll find a way to do work and everything. No, according to this, he's basically on indefinite sick leave. In other words, he cannot do any work. Period. He cannot do any work. So yeah, there are reports going around that he will be out for an indefinite amount of time. How long that will be, we don't know. Now on top of this though, there was a search warrant released for Vince McMahon. That's right, a search warrant was released for Vince McMahon. This was reported during the quarterly report by the to the SEC by WWE. It says WWE confirmed that a search warrant was executed on its executive chairman, Vince McMahon. It says the search warrant was warranted on July 17th and resulted in no charges. Now, Vince did put out a statement stating basically that he is innocent of all these charges and everything and all that. So yeah, Vince already has come out and said, hey, don't believe what people are saying. I'm innocent and all that. And this is being confirmed by places like Wrestle Talk and all that. And again, they even report that he will remain on indefinite leave until further notice because of the surgery. But yeah, that's pretty much all the wrestling news out there. And oh, by the way, the Elite did re-sign with AEW as well for the next 4 to 3 years as well. But that's all I'm going to say.